for a look at how a tariff fight could affect prices at the grocery store. We're joined live by the director of Dalhousie University's Agri-Food Analytics Lab, Sylvain Charlebois. Sylvain, thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you. Look, I know you're in Mexico meeting with farmers right now to understand the true impact of these tariffs. What are you learning about that? And what are you learning about how this is going to impact Canadians?
Well, first of all, people are happy here because they're getting an extra month now, and so I think that President Trump is showing signs that he's willing to listen. So I think there's some good news there, and Mexico sells for more than $60 billion worth of food to the U.S. That's way more than Canada. So certainly some good news. But in Canada, we don't have anything yet, and right now consumers are scrambling and they're looking for ways to make a difference to support our industry, and that's why a lot of people are thinking about buying Canadian now.
Look, we know that these tariffs are going to affect food prices. Sylvain, good news for the Mexicans, but look, Canadians are still in limbo. Our Prime Minister meeting with Donald Trump in about an hour, actually 20 minutes now, and we're waiting to learn if we'll have a similar fate. But as we wait, what can you tell us about which foods this is going to impact the most?
Well, if you look at the list that was published yesterday, the center of the store will be largely hit. So a lot of products come from the U.S., so we're expecting higher prices there, or perhaps grocers will just decide not to carry many products you and I often buy. So don't be surprised about that. But the good news is that we may actually see more Canadian products. It'll be easier for Canadian companies to get in and get some shelf space there. So certainly some good news there for Canadian manufacturers. But also, of course, we're expecting some movement in the produce section. Why? The Canadian dollar. The Canadian dollar is dropping, and the buying power of our grocers is shrinking by the day. So we are expecting some movement there as well.
So interesting that you say that there's a real opportunity for Canada here and for Canadian producers. Do you think that would offset the devastating impacts of these tariffs?
Not necessarily. I mean, the U.S. is the #1 customer that we have as an agri-food sector. We sell for well over $42 billion worth of food. That's a lot. It was a record last year. It's convenient. It's right next door. So obviously you want access to that market. But there's also Mexico now. So I suspect that some farmers, some manufacturers will start looking more seriously at Mexico to sell more products, particularly wheat and pork, because they need it.
Okay, very interesting. Look, Sylvain, almost every single politician in this country has told Canadians, buy local at the grocery store if you can. What should consumers know about that? Is that even possible?
Absolutely. I think so. Dairy, very Canadian friendly. Bakery, very Canadian friendly. The meat counter is also very Canadian. So there's that. Other sections, not that easy. Look for that maple leaf. Product of Canada, made in Canada, or prepared in Canada. So product of Canada is the gold standard. It's 100% Canadian. Made in Canada, most ingredients are made in Canada, and the last step of processing was actually in Canada. And prepared in Canada means it was manufactured in Canada with foreign ingredients. So look for that maple leaf, and more grocers are actually putting more maple leaves in aisles, so you know what to buy if you're looking for Canada.
Yeah, look for those signs. Great message there. Sylvain Charlebois, the director of Dalhousie University's Agri-Food Analytics Lab, joining us live from Mexico this afternoon, where he's been speaking with farmers, trying to understand the true impact of these tariffs. Thanks so much. Appreciate this, Sylvain.
Thank you.